Thank you so much.
All right, guys. My name is Troy Mason, President and CEO of ZTEGRITY. Got some information to share with you tonight to really about. I'm just gonna lay it out for y'all tonight. I'm just gonna talk really about some things that I think is important for everybody to kind of understand about the next few months and really what they mean. And I want us to really take and put this into perspective, because I've seen it so many times where you have people who were at the door of success, okay, and they don't realize that they're there. They don't know that they've actually have made it, and to me, that's the saddest thing, is just wasted potential. When you have something that you've done the hard work, you've made the sacrifice, and everything lined up and was ready to go. All you had to do was step through the door, and because you didn't realize that was the door that you were supposed to step through, you never made the step. And again, I've seen many people do that over the years, and not just in this business, but in many businesses. And I read a lot of people's books about very successful people books, and there's always in any successful person's book, if you read their story, how they started out of their garage, or how they started somewhere, no matter how they started, okay, there's going to always be an individual or a group of people who missed the boat because they didn't understand where they were at that moment in time in history. They didn't have the vision to see any further than where they were right at that moment, and so they missed it. It happens every single time, and so I just want to kind of pull you guys' coattails on some things so you can be mindful of kind of that, and keep this kind of stuff in the back of your mind, because that's really the only thing that you have to that gives you the ability to, in some cases, to make the right decisions when you're not sure what decision to make. It's the fact that you heard it here first, so you say, that's what he was talking about right there. And so sometimes pointing it out in advance can make all the difference in the world. And so if I can help you any way I can, that's, my goal is to do that. All right. So I want to pick up tonight on kind of something that we kind of left off on last night, which is our Black Table program. Okay. And in this call, I'm going to talk a little bit, because there might be some people here who don't know anything about us whatsoever. So I'm going to kind of give them an overview. Well, matter of fact, let me start by giving everybody a kind of quick overview of who we are as a company and what we represent. It was many years ago that I had a dream to start a financial company. Okay, and in this financial company that was created, the big idea was that it would become a safe haven, a place where people could come to get information that they really couldn't get anywhere else. In essence, it's more like if you think about, why do people join a country club? People will spend thousands of dollars to join a country club, not to play golf, but it's so that they can be in the room, so that they can be around like-minded people, so that when, sometimes just being around these high quality, high visionary people can be beneficial to you. Just like if you hang around a bunch of people who ain't doing nothing, chances are you're going to be another person who ain't really doing anything. But if you're around associating with people who are striving for bigger and better things, and always looking, are really pushing the envelope to create opportunities, then there's also going to always be opportunities potentially for you in those situations, if you are part of it and you're able to get wind of it. Now, a lot of what I do, you know, from the very beginning, I've always made this perfectly clear that I'm not from network marketing. And I make that clear as often as possible, because there's a difference in network marketing and traditional business, okay? There's an inherent difference. And the difference is huge, really. It's ginormous, all right? In essence, network marketing, in my opinion, is something that, again, I have nothing against network marketing. Matter of fact, a part of how we structure our business, we use network marketing in the structure of our business, because I love the way it allows us to have multiple people participating, in a sense, in a program and being able to share money with everybody in an equitable way, okay? So I like that part about network marketing. But what I don't like about network marketing is that it tends to not breed real business-minded people. That the bulk of the people who start in a network marketing company are not business-minded whatsoever. And so if you lay an agenda out or a strategy, they literally just don't have what it takes to follow that agenda or strategy, okay? So somebody needs to be added to the Zoom, okay, Khadijah. Okay, but they don't have the ability or to follow the strategy. And so that's why over 90% of people mostly fail, is because the road to get into a network marketing company, the threshold is very low. It's very low. So typically, if you have $100, you can get in. But then after that, what a lot of people don't understand is that there's work that have to be done, and there's things that need to be done. You have to learn some things or whatever. And most people are just not willing to go through that. And what happens is your income is attached to the performance of where 90% of people don't have the ability to really to follow the strategy, okay? And I shouldn't say ability, I should say they don't have the true 100% desire to follow the strategy. Because if their life depended on it, which it really should, they could do it and follow the strategy, and everybody can make a ton of money. But that's just never going to happen, because most people just are not going to do that. So when you tie your income to that, in my opinion, that kind of causes, in network marketing, that makes it a lot more difficult to find success. Whereas in traditional business, the threshold to get involved in a traditional business is often quite a bit higher. You know, there is major sacrifices that typically have to be made. And so very few people are willing to make those sacrifices. So it screens out a lot of people right off the bat, traditional business opportunities, okay? Because the cost to get it started and an amount of time and energy that it takes typically is more than the average person is just willing to throw out there, okay, on a whim. So in our moving forward with what we were doing here, we kind of started with programs that were like $99 programs or what have you. And even now, to come on board with us and get our card and to become a member with us, costs $99 to get our card and become a part of ZTEGRITY, okay? And so in order to participate in anything that we're doing, you have to do that first, at $99. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're building some programs for, I call them upper echelon type of program, okay? For people who have more business savvy about them, who have more business vision, who have the ability to do things on a larger scale, okay? And so we introduced our Black Table program last week, and we had some speakers come on, talk about, you know, everything. We had our contact come on, who walked through all the steps and procedures. So if you missed the very first webinar, you're welcome. We recorded it. You should go back and see that webinar, okay? Because it is available in your back office. When you click on webinars, you'll see it there, okay? Now, what I did this week was I wanted to explain a couple of things to you guys to help, because even for me, when I look at numbers and what have you, the numbers have to make sense to me. And so the way the structure is set up for the Black Table is you can come in and say for $5,000 or $6,000, okay, you can have a company we will set you up a company, a corporation, okay? And this corporation that we set up for you, we will issue 5 million shares of stock to this corporation, will be issued through our contacts, okay? And I'm gonna give you the version, you know, and then I'm gonna break it down a little bit deeper here this week, okay? But I'm just gonna bring everybody up to speed from last week. So we issue you 5 million shares of stock, okay? Then those 5 million shares of stock then are create a value of $100 million, okay? $100 million worth of stock. That stock is then taken, that corporation with that amount of stock is taken to the Experian and audited and verified that it is indeed a corporation with $100 million worth of stock. That is then reported to the SEC, okay? And once that's reported to the SEC, you're able to log in online, look up your corporation, and see that filing and all of that information to see your corporation that we created for you that has a valuation of $100 million, okay? So I talked a little bit about wealth last week as well, so I want to touch upon that. When you see wealth, we tend to not truly understand what it really, really means. We think about it as how much money we have in the bank or whatever. You know, we just don't think about wealth in the way that wealthy people do. So I want to help you kind of think a little bit differently when it comes to wealth and what does it mean to have it. In order for, when we see wealth, we'll look at a family, for instance, we say, man, that family is wealthy. But in order for that family to be wealthy, what it took was for one person in that family to have some financial success. The moment one person in the family has some financial success, then that enriches the entire family. We can all agree upon that, okay? So if you take it a step further, how then does this individual become part of a family? Well, typically, this individual will become part of a family by either being born into the family or marrying into the family. Those are two ways that individual typically that we know about from our limited knowledge enters a family. And then that individual then has wealth, which enriches the entire family. But there's a third way that an individual can enter your family. And remember, when this individual enters your family, again, it becomes part of your family. That individual literally enhances everybody's economic strength in the family. It enriches the entire family when an individual enters it that has wealth, all right? That's crystal clear. Look at any person of wealth that you name can think of. Their family is wealthy, and that individual has wealth. However, there's another way for an entity or individual to enter your family without being born into it or married into it. And that is, this individual can be created. And so when we talk to you about creating a corporation, that is literally the creation of an individual, okay? And so when this individual is created, and this individual now has stock, and the value of the stock that this individual has is worth $100 million, and it is now part of your family, well, that enriches your entire family. So let's talk about this number. Let me break this number down for you, $100 million, so you can understand what's happening here. It happens all the time, and we don't know what we're looking at. And so, because we don't know what we're looking at or whatever, it just goes over our head. And not just you, it went over my head. I had to do the research to understand, where's this $100 million coming from? I mean, you can't just take $100 million and pull it out thin air. That doesn't make any sense, right? Well, here's what they're doing, okay? To make this whole thing work, it takes two people, okay? It takes the stock investor and it takes the stock trader, okay? The investor and the trader. So here's what goes on. Once your stock, your company, corporation is created correctly with all of the right rules and guidelines and documentation and everything, and 5 million shares of stock have been issued to the corp. When an accredited stock investor comes along and purchases some shares of that stock, that sets the value on every share of stock. Okay, it's gonna sink in a second. So if your corporation has 5 million shares, and as a stock investor comes along and say, I want to pay you $20 per share for X number of shares, okay? So if they are willing to pay you $20 a share for X number of shares, and I say X because there'll be this many, this many, this many, this many, this many, doesn't matter. The moment that they buy or are willing to buy or set the price of your stock at $20 per share, all the rest of the shares now, all 4,999,900 whatever, has a value of $20 per share. That's how they get the $100 million valuation. It's almost crazy. It sounds almost, I mean, some people way smarter than us put this together. So once that valuation is set, that by the stock investor, somebody who has the ability, the credentials to purchase your stock from you at $20 a share, that sets the value for every other share that's owned by the corporation, and you own the corporation, okay? So now you have a corporation worth $100 million, all right? So now that stock trader, okay, takes this transaction and reports it to the proper authorities, the SEC. They report the transaction. Okay, this is what happened. I had a customer who came in, bought X number of shares of this company, the $20 per share right here. It's outstanding shares, X amount of shares of it, times $20 is the valuation of this company right here. They would then evaluate that company and post it. It gets posted, and once that post is done, it's done. It's real. It's legit. It is the truth because you own the shares. The shares have a value of $20 a piece. Just so happens you have 4 million, over 4 million, almost 5 million of them. Okay? That's how they're doing it. So now, once you understand what's going on, it's not a big leap. You know, it's not a big leap. But you say, oh, wait, I get that. It makes sense. Okay? And that's where I had to get to. I didn't have to make sense. Okay? And so I wanted to break it down and come up with a way for you guys to understand it. Again, that's what I try to do, is put it together in terms that the average person can understand. A lot of smart people will tell you this stuff, but they will complicate the heck out of it until when they finish talking, you don't get it. Well, I do just the opposite. I want to take something very complicated and simplify it down to something that's easy for almost anybody to understand. Okay. So now here's some stuff that's going on in the back of my mind. All right. I got to, you got to give you all the whole picture. All right. We're getting ready. We're giving a lot of people, we're opening the door for a lot of people to walk through to change their lives forever. Okay. I need to make sure that everybody understands what it means to walk through this door. Okay. Everybody want to go to heaven. Nobody want to die. Okay. Nobody want to die. Okay. So let me tell you what it means to walk through this door. 99% of people, if you give them $1 million, they're going to be broke in a year. That's proven by the lottery. You can look it up. Okay. In business, it's impossible for you as a business person to start a business, if you ever started a business before, and from the ground up, chances are high that you're going to fail. Every businessman fails at some point in time. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Every business person at some point in time is going to have a failure, including the world's richest people in the world. They'll tell you about, if you ask them about something they did that was a failure. It happens. Comes with the territory. And so we want to help you here, all right? And that's what the Black Table is about. If we just take you and set you up for the funding or whatever, and you go out and get the funding, and you say, okay, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to go do X, Y, Z, or whatever. It's your money, you're free to do it, okay? But there's another way. You can risk things. You can risk it by trying to do something that has the potential to fail. But I suggest that what you want to do, if you have something burning in your heart to do, hold off on it for a minute. Hold off on it for a minute. First strategy that we need to do is, when you get the money, I want you to take and set aside, because it's going to cost you 20% of the money, okay, to pay to the stock trader and stock investor. 20%, okay, bottom line, going in. Let me talk about that for a minute, because some people are like, oh, 20%, oh my God. Let me tell you something. You can look this up for yourself. All of the corp setup, the documentation, and all of the filings and everything that they're doing for you on your behalf is, in essence, like they wanted to take you public. Okay. So if you created a corporation and you used to say, hey, I want to take my corporation public, and you go to guys like that, they're going to charge you anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 up front, okay, in order to get you all everything that you need in order so that you can now have the potential to go public. All right. So there's no free rides in this world. Ain't nothing free. You either pay for it up front, okay? And we have never had an opportunity like this. And this is what makes the Black Table, what we're doing, so beautiful, is that we were able to shift the upfront money that you would normally have to come out of pocket so that these people are willing to take it on the back end. Now, let me tell you what that means to me. What that means to me is that they know what the hell they're doing, because people who won't do that. They make you pay them up front, so they guarantee their money. The work that they do, they know they're going to get paid on it. Okay. If a person is willing to set you up for funding and take the money on the back end, then that's because they know they can get you funded. Okay. And so they deserve every penny that they help you, they deserve every penny they earn, because they put skin in the game for you. They put sweat equity in the game for you. All right. So don't get it twisted. If you want to, run out there and call up some stock traders and stock investors and tell them you want to go public, and ask them to help you, and how much would it cost you out of pocket, and watch the number you get back from it. Okay. Then come on back with your $5,000 and shut up. All right. Because it ain't gonna be $5,000. It ain't gonna be nowhere near 5,000. Okay. And not only that, but then they even want a percentage of your company, and you look it up. I looked it up. Okay. Not only, even after they take you and set you up to go public, they still want a percentage of the back end on your company. That's how they do it. So again, this is just one of those, like I told you, when I started this, the first thing I said in the last video, I said that in all my days of business, and I've never done anything else but business, I've never seen an opportunity like this cross my desk, where, it was just, couldn't be better suited to help people who normally would never have access to what we're talking about. Okay. This was not even a possibility or a thought, okay, that you could be able to do something like we're doing here. All right. And so don't sleep on it, because when opportunities like that come along, they typically don't last forever. I'm just being straight up with you. Okay. If we got to run 100 people through this program, I would be ecstatic if 100 people made it through. Some of y'all thinking thousands of people. I don't bet on anything, but if I was a betting man, I would bet against that. I would say, no, those doors close, because things like that happen for a season, for a few people. They don't last forever. But those people who get in and take advantage of it never have to look back. Okay, they're good. So let's talk about this money. Money comes. We want you to set aside anywhere between 6 months to a year. Okay. And truthfully, it should be close to, should be a year. So that whatever the amount of money that you have access to, it's a threshold that you have to meet, right? And I'm telling you, you have to be smart. You got to be playing chess here, not checkers. You pay these people back their money on a timely manner, okay, for 6 months or maybe a little bit more, whatever. They then are going to come back and increase you from either 500,000, 1.5 million or million to $5 million. Okay, you have to meet that minimum criteria. Okay, you gotta meet it so that you handle your business. Set aside the money. Don't run off and blow the money on something. Okay, it's got to be set aside to pay the monthly on time, not 1 second late. Okay, no stories. I can nothing. This is 100% business. The money's sitting in your account. The only one to screw it up is you. Okay, and you, your family, deserve more. This ain't gonna come around again. People, if you mess this up, you can't come back through again. If you do it right, you can come back and do it again. And I'll talk about that next week, okay? Because there's ways that you can set up so that we set up situations, strategies that starts to generate a residual income from from this movement, this corporation right here, so that it's enough money coming in to cover the payments with the banks right here on a monthly basis. And now you go do another one or do 2 of them. Okay? It's only limited by how big you can think. And I think pretty big, and I'm gonna help you do it if you listen and follow the strategy. So now what is our core strategy here? Okay, we want you to set aside 6 to 12 months worth of the money so that you're not having to fight, figure out how to make the monthly payment. It's not what you want. You don't want to think about these monthly payments because you got the money to make them. Okay? So then you take what's remaining. All right? And what I suggest we do is we take that and we chop it in half. Okay, what's remaining? And with 50% of it, I think you come to the table and we try to find you projects or things that you can do that's literally 100% guaranteed. And we're using real estate to do it. Okay, we're going to use real estate to do it. Before I go any further, I got a gentleman here on the phone. He's a developer. He should be on this call. This man can build a house from the ground up. From the time they lay slab for between 60 and 90 days. Could you see if you can find AW? Sir, tell me a little bit, we had a chance to talk. I know you had a chance to make it down there to Lake Charles. And so, kind of give everybody a little bit of your background or whatever. And,
Well, basically, I've been in real estate and construction for 30 years. I started back when I got out of college. Started in real estate, became a general contractor. I've developed subdivisions. After Katrina in New Orleans, I'm from New Orleans originally, I started elevating houses. And I've been doing that primarily for the last 10 years, elevating houses. Came to Houston after Hurricane Harvey about 2 years ago to elevate houses. And since I've been here, I've done more remodeling and building than I've done elevation. But Houston is a great city for great opportunity. So I was telling Troy about these builders like KNB and Comcat, how they build houses within 90 days after they get permitted, and the slabs, the roadways and sewer and all that is run. And how they buy all the materials in bulk. And basically they'll build like a 2,200 square foot house, probably somewhere between 60 to $80 a square foot. And then they're selling them probably from 190 to 230. And I was telling them about the two subdivisions on Stupa Airline, which is in Spring, Texas, which is about 30 minutes from downtown Houston. And it's amazing because K&B was on one side of Stupa Airline and Comcast was on the other side. And they both built probably 60 houses in the last 4 months, and all of them sold, all during the pandemic. So that was when Troy asked me to come on and talk to you guys about the possibility. There are a lot of great possibilities in Houston. I know that. And I guess if you stay in the price range between like 190 to 250, those houses sell very quickly.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do some work with the AW. Just kind of wanted people to kind of hear it. That these are the kind of people that we'll be partnering with because we have access to the money. Okay. And see, everybody talks about Black Wall Street and it's doing these wonderful, great things. But you know, in every conversation in the past, it's just talk. Nobody has come to the table and said, wait a minute, hold on. Here's how we get the money. Here's how we grab the bag first. Then we save the world. Got to grab the bag first, okay? Then we can save the world. And we can't take some of these, like say, everybody with us. We can come back and get them down the road. Now, I'm going to tell you about this right here. Like, I'm the owner of the company, and none of my family members are a part of what I'm doing. Even my $100 card program, none of my family members, I got one family member that's a part of that. And I got, you know, tons of family, okay? I'm the owner, okay? And I just got one person in my family that's business-minded enough. Because what I see a lot of you guys do is you try to go to family and friends who don't have no business whatsoever in our business and bring them in to try to make a little small commission. But no, leave them alone, okay? We're looking for people with some vision, people that have the ability to bring something to the table, okay? So, so when we do these things as a group, I can say my goal is to give you a platform that you can plug into to where, like I say, 50% of the money, we want to throw it at something that we're sure is 100% return. Real estate is just like that. Now, you still have 50% remaining. And with that 50%, I'm going to say to you that you can try some things with that, okay? Whatever. Because if that stuff fails, the 50% with the real estate, truth be told, is enough, okay, to cover the losses on the other one. Okay, I do it all the time in business. I have one business, and I have multiple businesses, and so whereas one business may be not doing well and losing money, but it's this other one over here that's doing well, that's covering the losses. So I'm always good. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I never have done that, never. And so, well, I may have done it when I was selling Easter eggs. Okay, when I was, you know, little kid, when I was selling Easter eggs to other kids for a dime. That's the only time I had all my eggs in one basket. And y'all probably know the story already about me selling my Easter eggs. Other than that, I separate my eggs into multiple baskets. I don't, you know, and I do multiple things because it's just smart way to do business. And I want to teach you guys these strategies here. So take half of the money, use it at the black table, try to find your projects or whatever, plug you into so that you can make some money that's guaranteed. You got a whole year just to flip money or whatever. You want to meet the 6-month threshold so that you get your money goes from, like I say, 500,000 to $1 million to $5 million, access to that. You want to handle this business. get your foundation set up so that there's a stream of income coming from that corporation, okay, that you can kind of step back and look at, hands off, okay, and then they go do it again. All right, go do it again, and again, and again, and again. So after a minute here, with anything that you do, this is a promise I can make, is that you're gonna get better at it, okay? That I can promise you. You don't have to, you can be scared to death right now. Nothing wrong with being scared, you know, nothing wrong. Matter of fact, fear is good, okay? Just, you know, hey, whatever it takes, make that decision, look in the mirror, and say, that dog it, I get this money, I am scared to death of going broke with these people money. I'm scared to go broke with these people money. So I am going to listen and work as hard as I can to make these people money. That's all they want you to do. Give them their money back, make them some money. They gave it to you. You know, some people never paid a bill in their life. We looked at a guy's credit today. Guy had 188 inquiries for his credit report. 188 inquiries on his credit report. And we looked, he ain't paid nobody back their money. Zero. He can't never have any kind of success or wealth in this world. You know? Now, I'm not saying your credit has to be perfect in the past, but I'm saying to you that from today forward, when this thing happens, your damn credit needs to be perfect. Okay? I mean, I need to have a, you know how they used to in school where when everybody get a report card, everybody come up with the A students or whatever, like they give you like a little gold star or something. I need to start that. Everybody once that's in the program, and we pull your personal credit, you send us a copy of your personal credit, and if you paid all your bills on time, that's an A. You know, we do something for you. You know, because it's so important. And a B don't count. If you made a B, you fail. Okay? A B is a fail. The only thing that passes is 100% everything paid on time, period. Nothing late. And you have the ability, you're going to have the resource to do it, to get your personal credit together, get it straight, get stuff paid, the stuff paid off, things like that. But this other 50%, take care of your personal on this, have 50% working business-wise, okay? 50% to try to get your personal life in order, 100% in order, so you qualify for anything that comes your way. That's one thing I gotta say. When something come my way, God dog it, I'm qualified. I'm ready, I'm qualified. I just had my credit run today. I'm like an 807, okay? And the person say to me, well, Mr. Mason, if you don't have that, that's okay, we don't need it. I said, 807 talking for me. Let me walk away with a 507. I just jump through every hoop in the book, and still they're gonna turn me down, okay? So I'm telling you guys, it's another world out here, and we have it within our grasp, okay? But I need us to understand that it's a door we gotta walk through, okay? And we have to be prepared when we walk through it. We gotta have a plan. Set aside 6 months, a year, preferably a year, okay? Take 50% of the money, put it into wise, good investments that will help you to locate and find that you can plug into, okay? Take the other 50%, get your life in order, and don't spend all that money. I'm not talking about go buy a new car and all this and that stuff. I'm talking about get your credit straight, get your debt ratio down. I'm talking about get yourself strong, okay? Get yourself strong, personally strong, okay? What more can you ask from a company? again, if the company can step into that was created and you were able to become a part of it and you were able to walk away with that and then be able to help people so that as we go down the road, we're building property and property and property. And now, you know, we rebuilding Lake Charles, Louisiana. You know, we're putting up, you know, eco houses, you know, in lower income areas, you know, 5, 10 properties a month. All right. And we're helping people to, you know, that was didn't have a place to live or something like that, or needed a better place to live. I mean, it's a very 80% of millionaires got it through real estate. And in some cases, it's even more than that, percentage-wise. So it's not, you know, it's the way to go. And I only hate that I'm so late to the game, you know, but you got, I don't, you know, one thing I learned is you got to start somewhere. And so this is where we're taking and knocking a stake into the sand, and we're saying we're going to make a stand right here. We got the resources, which we're taking care of right now first. Then we got the strategy, okay, and we have the camaraderie. We have the unity and the system for everybody to plug into, okay. And you understand the moving parts. It is we create a corporation for you. That corporation is then given a stock is created for it. The stock investor then sets the price of that stock at $20 a share. The stock trader then takes that information, reports it to the proper entities that it needs to be reported to, and have the credentials to do so, so that it's 100% real. It's real. It's actually sitting there. You Google it, look it up, go to the website, look it up. You see that corporation now that's a part of your family and the valuation value of it. Well, like I said, now, some people say about, I want to talk about real quick. They talk, okay, well, the court is, because they think of business credit and corporate credit, same thing. It's not. Okay. With a business, they want to see your credit rating, you know, what have you paid off in the past? You know, what's your credit, you know, have you used, how much credit have you used and paid off, okay? So it has to do with the credit, okay? With corporate, no, it has to do with your value. If you walk into any bank and you say, hey, I'm worth $100 million, I need to borrow $1 million. Okay, and you don't have to do this. This is what they do for you. Okay, but now, like I said, would the bank rather somebody give money to somebody who has a good credit score, or somebody who's worth $100 million? Well, we know how banks think. They prefer to give money to somebody that has a value, that's worth a lot of money. Okay, all right, and they have, because they mean, you know, hold or say, okay, that's collateral against the money they give you or what have you. Okay, so bottom line is that you need to have the right people in your corner, because you can't do this by yourself. Okay, you just can't do it by yourself. And we're just very fortunate that from the work that we've done, that we've had the ability to be able to bring together a team of people that's willing to work with us, that allows you to come and have a seat at the table. Because normally, guys, that ain't how this works. Okay, this has been happening all around us, and you ain't got an invitation yet. And this was my first invitation, this is your first invitation to come in. It took me 57 years. How long it took you to get yours? Okay, and if we mess this one up, how long do you think it'll take before we get another? I ain't got another 57 years. I don't know about you, but so we got to go get this. We got to take care of it. We got to do it right. So anyway, that's my time. I'll be happy to take questions if I have.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mason. And thank you to Mr. AW for coming on and participating. We really appreciate you being on.